Alright, I'm going to be working on America's Best Comics number 15. This was a title that featured Nedor Publications major characters. There's the Fighting Yank, Doc Strange, and the Black Terror here. This title ran from 1942 to 1949. It spanned about 31 issues. This was a wartime or post-war book. So 45 was when World War II ended, and there was one previous issue before this that was also a post-war book, but before that, they were most of them were wartime books. The theme, of course, is gangsters here. This book is actually not in terrible condition. I mean, it doesn't look great, but by that I mean, like, it looks like someone pressed it, and it looks like there was tape along the spine that someone at some point had done a pretty good job removing. And so I think what I want to do with this book is I just wanted to kind of clean up some of the discoloration and see if I can, there's also, I think, a little bit of tape on the spine still. In fact, it may be still holding the book together. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure that out as we go into it. So also, it looks like it needs some tear seals here and there. The interior looks pretty bad as far as all that discoloration. And I want to see if I can bring that out a little bit. I'll probably be doing a little bit of blue light to this. I've been really trying to ease up on blue light lately, just because I don't want to get dinged too badly for, if I ever sent this to CGC, I don't want to get dinged too badly for a cover clean. But if it happens, it happens. Yeah, it looks like there is tape still along the spine here, and it may be actually holding the cover in place. And if that's the case, this is a detached cover, so if it is a detached cover, I might as well just get crazy with it and do everything I can to keep it, do whatever I can, regardless of where we're at. I'm not going to get a universal grade with this. First thing we're going to do here is remove the cover, and then dry clean it, and from there we'll give it a bath or two, and then put it under some blue lights to kind of photo bleach it a little bit, and then we'll go into the wraps as well. Alright, so let's get started here. Like I said, this came out in 1945, this copy, this issue. There's our center wrap. And we'll use our staple remover. The staple's pretty rusty. Staple up here is not as bad. Top staples, we'll just set this aside for now. Not a lot of rust on the, there's some rust here on the center wrap. Not too much. Let's set that aside. Alright, this is what we got to work with. And it does look like this is split all the way through. And the only thing that's holding it up is tape. So, there's two things I can do here. I can either do some leaf casting, or I can use Tangujo paper to put this back together again. And let's just clean this. Let's do that first, and then we'll use some Bestine to remove the rest of the tape and some of that tape gloss stuff that's going on here. There's tape there. There isn't a whole lot of white to erase from this side of the cover, so Kenny Sanders, he does a technique where he uses the back edge of a pentel and kind of brushes crumbs away from the colored areas, but I don't quite trust myself that I won't bring up any color doing that. I think it's a pretty advanced technique, so I'm just going to roll the crumbs around pretty much like Dr. Paul does and Larry and the other guys. Gotta be really careful around these edges. In fact, I find that as I'm getting more experienced, if I don't feel comfortable getting around these edges, I just don't. I'd rather leave them dirty than get too crazy about rolling eraser crumbs around it. So maybe just go very, very, very lightly around the edges, almost hovering. Some sort of ink or some sort of pencil marking here. I'm assuming that's a mark made by the newsstand. Looks like a 2. And I'm gonna just leave that alone. I'm not gonna try to erase it. This was a really interesting cover, indicative of the post-war period. Alex Schomburg did this cover. He did the cover of many of the Nedor comics. I'd say probably most of them, actually. And he puts his name right here, obviously, but he's really got a lot of attention to detail in all of his drawings, and he was really interesting as far as you put all kinds of little bit of writing all over the place. So looks like these guys are maybe associated with some sort of black market or something. We have a black market headquarters over here, a sign that suggests that, and they're printing out gasoline coupons, which must have been a thing after the war. I'll have to look into that. The Black Terror here is busting it all up. Schomburg loved showing people getting punched in the back of the head. That's a feature that he shows a lot in his comics. Not really sure what that's all about. These characters never really fight together in the comics, just only on the cover. That's true with a lot of Golden Age comics. Rarely do you see all the main superheroes fighting together, even though they'll be featured together on the cover. So, a weird thing that was going on in the Golden Age. At least with DC and Nedor. That might be different with Timely. Timely might have had more team-ups with the Human Torch and Submariner and whatnot. should have used cotton rounds to start with, but I actually like this process that I'm doing where I'm using cotton rounds after I've used the dry erase crumbs. It allows me to get the crumbs off the page, off the wrap better, in my opinion, and I can pick up more stuff I feel. I'm going to use this Absorbing sponge, see if I can pull anything away. Alright, let's see if I can take this tape off. Can't really even see it. Alright, let's see if I can remove this. I decided to do some little bit of blue light bleaching to this after all, so it's in there for an hour. I'm doing half an hour on each side, so let's see how this comes out. Okay, I just removed this from the blue light box, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this up with a little bit of sizing. Basically, I just watered down some methylcellulose that I had in the fridge. And I didn't really measure it out. I just kind of take a small sample of it and mix it in some water. I really should actually keep some methylcellulose in the fridge that's been watered down just for resizing. I've been doing this lately because of the little scare I had with my previous project where I was getting some ink bleed while working on the wrap. So I don't want that to happen in the future. So I only did an hour under blue light for this wrap. I could have gone longer, but I think that actually lightened it up quite a bit as is. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this sizing now. I'm just trying to get into the practice of doing this every single time now. Alright, I'm going to throw this on the cold press. Always wipe down your area when you're done. Make sure it's clean.